Hello, hello.
Hey, yo. Hi, teacher.
Hi, welcome to the class. Are you able to listen to me right now?
Yeah, very clear.
Okay, I am so sorry I had a problem with the internet connection, but I am back. So welcome. Welcome to the class for today. So over here we have Diego, also Idalia, Carmen, Gloria, and Josue, Monica. So how are you doing today, guys? How do you feel?
Really good, teacher. And you? How are you?
Very good, and kind of sad because this is the last week
Why,
together,
teacher?
right?
Yeah. Actually, maybe I don't know what's happening with other models. If you practice with the classmate, and maybe you are the teacher in the other models, but actually, it's I don't know, teacher. Maybe.
Maybe, right? We don't know because right now we don't know if it's going to be a
But for
vacation.
me, for me, teacher, I really like with other models.
Yes, right. However, right now I was asking today, but we don't know. Right? We don't know yet what is going to happen on November. Remember that we are going to finish this one on Friday, okay? So Friday is going to be the last class that we have together. What is going to happen after Friday? I don't know. If you had any question, also my recommendation is that you can ask on WhatsApp. Over there in WhatsApp, you can ask the coordinator. Maybe they can tell us something about this. Because even in my case, I don't have any idea, okay, what is going to happen on Friday. On Friday is the last class that we have together. And also remember that on Friday, we are going to have the last evaluation. That one is going to be very easy because it's going to be just an interview, okay? So I am going to ask you some questions and you are going to answer those questions. Maybe I am going to share those questions with you maybe tomorrow, okay? Maybe tomorrow I am going to share those questions that are going to be evaluated for Friday, okay? Because on Friday, we had the last evaluation and also remember that probably on Friday, I will give you the grades, okay? For the evaluations that we had during the week. So on Friday, when we had a meeting, also I can give you the grades. So welcome to the class and welcome Gloria, Monica. How are you today, Alejandra? How do you feel?
I'm fine, teacher. And you?
I am hungry because I haven't eaten dinner. What about you, Alejandra?
Hello, good evening. I am fine, teacher. A little stressful.
Stressful. Did you eat dinner already or not yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Ah, okay. What about you, Gloria? How do you feel?
I feel good too, and I am hungry too. Yeah.
Okay. Also, welcome to Jose Rivas and Carmen, right? How do you feel today?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. And Idalia, how are you?
Hi, teacher. A little sick.
Ah, you are sick. Wow.
Yes,
So you have to take medicine.
yes, teacher. I have a fever.
Ah, so you have to take maybe Virogrip, right? Oh, I don't know. They can help you. Mhm.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so welcome. Welcome to the class also to Joanna and Stephanie. How are you doing today, ladies?
Good evening, teacher. I'm very well. What about you?
I am very hungry because I'm having a dinner. Welcome. Welcome to the class. Also, welcome to Joanna. How are you doing, Joanna? Also, welcome to Anna. Anna Miriam, how are you doing today? Everything was okay yesterday when you went to...
Yeah, pues más o menos, well, so, excuse me, I don't know, teacher, something is talking at the same time.
Don't worry, you can continue. Okay, so you can continue. Tell me.
Good evening.
Good
I don't
evening.
know what happened. Somebody is inside in the computer and talking. It's the first
Yes.
time that happened. Yesterday I couldn't have to leave the class because I had a patient that she was a girl who has a two heads two
Mhm.
headache.
Mhm.
So she cries a lot, and
Oh
they're in
my
their
God.
fathers too, and the fathers too. But it's the same for all this passion. And the mom said, it's his problem because she eat a lot of candy. But who
Mm,
can give the candy? The girl doesn't work. The girl is at the home and at the school. And who gave the candies? Well,
mhm. The parents, right?
but who I
Okay,
will
but
finish.
welcome. Welcome one more time, Anna, to the class. And I was just talking with the boys over here and ladies that basically, as you know, this one more time, this is the last week that we are going to be together. On Friday, we had an evaluation. On Friday, the evaluation is not going to be an online test. No, it's just going to be an interview, okay? So you are going to talk with me. I am going to ask you some questions. How do you feel? How was the course for you? What are your plans for Christmas? So I am going to ask you some simple questions that you can use the topics that we have been studying. So it's going to be just an interview. So you are going to have a conversation face to face with me, okay? That is going to be on Friday. And also on Friday at the same time, I am going to give you the grades for the previous evaluations that I haven't given to you. So on Friday, I will give you the grades for the previous evaluations. And also, I hope that during the week, you can continue working on Google Classroom on the homework. Remember that you have to do the homework 14, 15, and 16, and you had until Sunday, okay? Sunday at 9 p.m. Questions so far, or do we have any questions?
No, teacher, but thank you for the exam. This kind of exam made me feel so stressful for this course. I feel so stressed for your exam.
Don't worry, on Friday it's going to be easier, okay? Because just you are going to have a conversation with me. And it's going to be just like a job interview that you can have in Spanish, but this time it's going to be in English that we can practice, right? So face to face probably is going to be in a breaking room that, for example, I can be alone just with Rosa or just with Harold or with Anna. We can be alone having just a conversation, right? So I can check your grammar, your pronunciation, and you can let me know how much you have been learning, right? So we are going to start the basically almost the last unit, that is this the 15, and I am going to ask some students that they can participate to help me to read this one. This is the unusual laws from around the world, right? So we are going to check one of them, and we are going to have just a conversation. So maybe Joanna, if you are here, do you mind to read the number one that we have over here?
Okay. A law prohibits unmarried women from parachuting on Sunday in Florida.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joanna. So we are going to check at the end the vocabulary and also the meaning, okay, of some words. So let's continue with the number two, Elena Aguilar.
Okay. In Switzerland, it's illegal to keep only one pet. It is.
Excellent, thank you so much. So let's continue with Carmen. Carmen, can you continue reading the number three, please?
Okay, good evening, teacher. I
Good evening.
again the last to fill the video in Venice.
In Venice, thank you so much. It is, do you mind to continue with the number four?
Sí, pero good night, teacher.
Good night, good evening.
In some states in Australia, you may not leave the car case inside an
Unattended vehicle.
unattended vehicle.
So Harold, number 5.
In UK, women aren't allowed to eat chocolate on public transportation.
Thank you. So Josue Rivas, number 8.
Number 8. In Finland, taxi drivers must pay royalties if they play music for customers.
Yes, I was missing number 7. Sorry, Jose Rivas, number 7, please.
Number 7 también. In the state of Washington, it's illegal to pretend you pay a bill.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So now, Jose Rivas, number 6.
Number 6. Okay, businesses must provide rails for tying up ports in Canada.
Excellent, thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to check one by one. Also, there are some new words and some pronunciation that we are going to check together. So with the number 1. So the number 1, that is a law that prohibits unmarried women from parachuting on Sunday in Florida. This is kind of crazy, right? And that's why the topic, what it says the topic, unusual laws from around the world. So this is something weird, right? For example, in the number 1. So why do you consider that this is the number 1, this is a law that they had over there in Florida? That a woman that is unmarried is prohibited, that she can parachute. Do you know the parachuting is when they jump from the airplane? Paracaidismo, right?
But they can do it for the rest of the week.
Exactly.
Only on Sunday.
Only on Sunday. Okay, new words. Unmarried. Do you know what is unmarried, people?
I'm not sure, but it's in Spanish, divorciada.
Exactly. Also, you can use a synonym like a single, right? Yes. What about this one? I already told you, right? This.
Paracaidismo.
Exact. So as Anna says, this law is kind of crazy because specifically just on Sunday, they cannot do that, but the rest of the week, yes, right? So number 2, in Switzerland, it is illegal to keep only one pet if it is a social animal. So imagine over there you have 2 dogs, 2 cats. So over there is illegal, right, to keep only one pet. So it's kind of crazy, right? Because here in El Salvador, we don't care, right, how much pets you can have in your house, right?
Yes, I agree.
Go ahead, sorry.
I agree with Lao, teacher, because the pets are social animals. I think that they need other pets for playing, for company. For me, is a good law.
Okay, so
I'm agree with Gloria too. I feel that the pets need company. When you have, for example, I have a dog. When he stay alone, he felt bad. So I think that it's I'm agree for the law too.
Okay, so you are in agreement, right, with this one. Excellent. So yes, right, sometimes they feel alone and it's kind of sad. The people, they just go to work and they stay at the house, right, alone over there barking the dogs. So let's check the number 3. So it is against, en contra, right? Against is en contra, the law to feed. Do you know what is this word, pigeons? Do you remember?
Dove, there are dove.
Exactly, right? That is another synonym. In Spanish is palomas, right? So imagine over here in this city in Italy. So it is against to the law that you can feed the pigeons over there, right? Imagine over here in the cathedral, you don't care, right? You go over there, so you can feed over there all the pigeons that you can see outside the cathedral, right? We don't care that. Over here, because they are very hungry, they eat whatever that you can give them. But over there in Italy, it is against the law. So imagine that you are going to travel, right? Because I was checking at the last time, Dennis or Anna, they want to travel to Italy, so you have to be careful, okay? It is kind of crazy. Yes, it's kind of crazy, but do you know maybe which or why? What is the purpose of this law, that it is against the law to feed the pigeons? Why do you consider?
I think
Maybe
because it's how do you say, in contra, because
Against.
it's against food, the field, the natural field of the pigeons, because general the pigeons are carnivorous, and they eat worms, and the people feed the pigeons with only maicillo.
And they don't care, right? Sometimes they give pizza, hot dog to the pigeons.
Oh,
so
yes. It is very dangerous for health of the pigeons, maybe. In the cathedral, it's a business. It's a good business. Many people,
they buy
there
food,
is,
right?
yes, sell the cora, maicillo.
So as you said, it is a good business here in El Salvador. However, over here in this country is different, right? So someone else that wants to share something about this? So we can continue with the number 4. Okay, so in some states in Australia, you may not leave the car keys. Remember that this is no case, okay? Case, no, keys. So you cannot leave the keys inside of an unattended vehicle. Do you know what that means?
Let the key inside the car with nobody there.
Exactly. So that is something obviously that you are not going to do, right? However, over there, as you can see, you may not leave that because it is a law, right, that they have over there. So that you have to be careful with that. Also with the number 5, in the UK, UK is United Kingdom, okay? In England, women are not allowed to eat chocolate in the public transportation. What do you think about this one, that you cannot eat chocolate over there in the public transportation?
It's a crazy law.
Yes, right. Do you have any idea why?
Yes.
What can you imagine?
I don't know, teacher.
Oh.
I
Maybe
don't idea, teacher.
they think the chocolate give us more energy. Maybe.
Exactly, but it's kind of racism, right? Because over here, they don't say men's. No, just a specific gender. So what happened with the women, right? When they are eating chocolates? That is kind of weird, right? These ones.
Maybe the chocolate is associated and the sex.
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
Because you know that is kind of crazy, right? That in the public transportation you cannot be eating that. So, but maybe they have some different reasons, right? So let's see the number 6. business must provide rails for typing up a horse in Canada. Do you know what is the meaning about rails?
Cola? No.
Cola? Another option?
Maybe.
Any idea? For example, it says business must provide rails for typing up horses in Canada. So let's see, what is typing up? Do you have any idea what is typing up? Let's see if I send this one on the chat. So typing up is when you utter, right? Something. So what do you imagine that is going to be a rail?
Teacher, this kind of rails is from the train.
Yes, that is one of the synonyms. So it is called rieles in Spanish specifically. So that is a business that must provide rails for typing horses in Canada. I guess that over there, when you are going to type a horse, cuando tú amarras un caballo in Canada, you need a rails. Maybe that is something that they place on the ground. So you can make a hole on the ground and you place a rail, so that you can type the horse, right? That is something crazy, to be honest, but you need to have that if you are in Canada, okay? So number seven, in the state of Washington, it is illegal to pretend your parents are rich. What do you think about this one in the number 7? It is illegal to pretend your parents are rich. Do you have any idea why, maybe? What comes to your mind? I guess that because maybe many people over there, they try to buy things and they say, you know, my father is George Washington and we had a lot of money, so I would like to get this TV or this smartphone. So maybe they lie, right? And they falsificate some documentations and they pretend that they are rich in order that they can get some credits, right? I guess that is my opinion, but do you think why is illegal over there?
Teacher, how do you say fraude? It's similar to.
I can say cheating also, engañar.
Yeah.
But there is a specific word. It comes to my mind, cheating as well. That is a synonym.
Or
Maybe I
maybe,
think it's hearing for me.
or maybe it's for protect the life of the person.
Yes, right? What else, people, comes to your mind?
Maybe the people take advantage for this to try to cheat and they said that the parents are rich. Maybe receive something that I would special food or present or try to cheat in the business place. I don't know.
Exactly. Yes, right. You know, but that is kind of weird, right? Maybe you have to cheating in the documentation because, for example, I cannot go to Siman and say, you know, Javier Siman, he is my father, and I need to get this TV and this smartphone. So they are going to ask you something, right? That you can prove that that is true. So maybe that's why, right? Over there, maybe in Washington, there are many cases related to that. So the number 8, in Finland, taxi drivers must pay royalties if they play music for the customers. Do you know what is royalties? Regalías, right? So they have the taxi drivers, they must pay royalties if they
It's
play
going,
music for the customers.
it's going to tips, teacher?
What? Sorry?
It's going to tips?
Yes,
Similar?
propinas, yes. However, what is different is that they have to pay the taxi drivers. They have to pay to the customers.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but it's synonym of that one, Harold. So do you know why? What do you comes to your mind that why they have to pay extra if they play music for the customers? It's kind of crazy, right? Because it should be optional for the customers if you are over there taking the taxi driver, right?
Maybe because of the people likes hear the music, because it's I don't know how to say.
Maybe it's something extra that you can get, right? Because of the services.
Yes.
Like a synonym of, for example, when you want to being a taxi driver and you need air condition, you have to pay extra, right? So maybe it's part of the benefits.
It's exciting for the people.
Imagine that you are going to be in the taxi driver over there and you say, okay, can you play Bad Bunny music? I like Bad Bunny. It's going to be kind of crazy, right? So over here, as you can see, the topic, it was at the very beginning. So something that is unusual, right? Something that it can be weird, that calls your attention. So now it's time to investigate it here in El Salvador, right? So
yeah, a little bit.
Exactly. So
sorry.
Don't worry, Diego, do you mind to read this question, the number one?
Okay, teacher. Which of these laws would you like to have in your city or your country? Why?
Okay, so that is the first question. Which of these laws would you like to have in your city or in your country? So look at this. We had a law. So which one would you like, just in case, to have here in El Salvador?
For me, teacher, number 2, because I would like to have two pets, because one pet they feel bad if they're alone.
Yes, right. That is good one. I had a number 2. What
The
else,
last
people?
one,
Maybe the
teacher.
number 3.
The number 7.
The
Okay,
last one, teacher,
let's see.
because
Who says number 3?
Me, teacher.
Tell me.
I think because here in El Salvador is the most pigeons. I don't know, in different place, maybe in the cathedral of San Salvador. It's a lot of pigeons.
But you know what, Diego, maybe I am not in agreement with you, with this one, with the number 3. Because over there in Italy, because it's, as you know, it's totally different country, right? And they have many resources. And over there, maybe the people in the cathedral, right? The owners or the people that they take care of the cathedral, maybe they feed, alimentan, right? The pigeons. Over here in El Salvador, to be honest with you, I guess that if people that the people that visit cathedrals, if they don't feed the pigeons, they are going to die, because nobody cares about the poor pigeons over there in the cathedrals. They are, you know, when I was over there in Santa Ana in the cathedral, the pigeons, they are everywhere looking in the trash, looking food, because they are desesperated, because they are many and they don't have any food. Imagine if we have this law. So who is going to feed the pigeons here in El Salvador? ¿Quién los va a alimentar, right? So this is kind of over here because we are a poor country, but over there in Italy is different, right? Or what do you think, people?
Well, teacher, I'm agree. I'm not with Diego because, for example, I live in front of a house that has a pupuseria, and there are a lot of pigeon in front of my house. I don't like the odor. It's dirty the street, and in this kind of animal, the pigeon or dogs, they transmit toxoplasmosis. I don't know how do you say in English. The toxoplasmosis is a kind of a parasite sign in the blood that is very dangerous in that younger women's. Maybe it can be blind for the people. So it's big space, or for example, cathedral or in the parks, I'm agree, but in the neighbors or close to the place like the schools or the hospital, I think that it's a good law that not fit the pigeon because they reproduce in put the place very dirty, in danger
It's
for the
very
health.
sad. Yeah.
Yes, right.
I agree with you, and
Continue, tell me.
Yeah, I'm agreed too. It's
yes, me too. I agree with Anna.
Yes, right. Okay, so I had another question over here because we have been talking the reasons for these laws or which one do you know that is unusual, but I had a different questions. You can think right now which specifically that comes to your mind. Okay, maybe it's not here. So another one that you can think about right now, what law would you like to have here in El Salvador? You can tell me for something. For example, teacher, over here in El Salvador, we don't have any specific law that you have to pay money if you are someone who doesn't care about the environment and you just throw away the trash when you are in the transportation, because there are many people on the street that they are eating what? They are eating just a churrito, right? And they don't care, just they eat and they throw away the trash on the street. So I would like to have a specific law here in El Salvador that if you are eating something on the street, you have to keep the trash with you or you have to place it. But over here in El Salvador, I consider that we don't have that, right? We don't have anything. Many people, when you are in the public transportation, they are eating bananas or they are eating something. So they open the window and they throw away the trash. And we don't have any rule, we don't have any law about that, as far as I know. So think about it right now. Diego, tell me.
Maybe here in El Salvador, the legals, or maybe if you walk in the street, maybe you don't drink alcoholic drinks, maybe.
Maybe, right?
Yeah,
And
I think maybe the CAM or the PNC here in El Salvador is put the, how do you say, esquela or a ticket, maybe
so
something.
so that you can be charged, right? You can be charged
Yeah.
for making illegal things. You know, here in my city before, some years ago, it was worse because sometimes you were walking in the street and there were many people over there that they were making peace, right, in the street. They don't care, right? They were making peace next to the church or next to the cathedral. It was kind of disgusting. So I would like that you can think about something right now, just in 3 minutes, something very simple that you would like to change here in El Salvador. So let's think about something that you can create, right? A new law over here in El Salvador, something that is not working, something that you don't like, that we had here in El Salvador. Think about. Okay, so someone would you like to share something about any law that comes to your mind? Diego, tell me.
Teacher, I have a question. How do you say piropo in English?
Let me think. I remember the word, but it was something specific.
Compliment or no?
A compliment, yes. However, it's not something romantic because I can tell you, Diego, you are very intelligent. So that is a compliment, but it's not something romantic, right?
Yeah.
However, it's a synonym. It's a synonym that you can use.
Maybe, teacher, because if you say something to a woman or or
Yes, right.
maybe whatever person in the street, maybe I don't know, see you, mamacita, I don't know, maybe is the necessary to film the problem and put the in the how do you say redes sociales?
Social network.
Yeah, social network and put I don't know, how do you say denuncia?
A video, right? Or you can make an
Yeah,
announcement about this because now that we have social media is different because many people they try to be careful, right?
yeah.
Thank you, Diego. Anna, tell me.
No, I was thinking about the public transportation because our public transportation have a lot of difference. They need a lot of things to change. But one law that I would like that is that the bus drivers must not play music louder in the bus. This is very noisy to go in it to travel to another country and listen to this louder that music. I think that it will be the one loud. I know that it exists, but I don't know if they do it.
Yes, you are totally in agreement. I am totally in agreement with you. You know, when I used to travel to the university every day by bus transportation, it was kind of weird because over there are some buses that they are very noisy, and I don't like, for example, reggaeton music, right? And every morning I had to listen Ella es Calladita from Bad Bunny. Imagine every morning when I was traveling, and you know, to be traveling every day over there, at the end of the day, I was able to know all the lyrics, right, of the song. So it was kind of uncomfortable because, as you said, Anna, they don't care, right? They don't care, just play the music aloud, and it's not our business, right?
Teacher or something, maybe if you have a party in your house, maybe if past the time, maybe at 10 p.m. at night, maybe the neighbor, he's called the police, and maybe if the music is a little louder,
Mhm.
probably if you something problems with the police.
Exactly. However, Diego, basically that law is that when it's after 10 p.m., I believe, right? After 10 p.m.
Of course, teacher.
But I am going to tell you something. I would like to change that. I would like that we can change and that can be at any time because there are some neighbors that they don't care, right? They play the music aloud and imagine.
Me, teacher.
I, I am going to tell you about the experience. I used to work in a call center and also teaching classes online during the pandemic. And I was teaching here in my house, right? However, I had some new neighbors next to my house and they play reggaeton, but you don't have any idea how loud there it was. It was too much. Even the windows in my house, they were shaking, you know? It was too much noise. And my students, and also when I was calling in the call center, that was so embarrassing because they tell me, teacher, you really like to listen reggaeton music, right? You like Bad Bunny, right, teacher? Yes, right. And it was too much noise. And I used to say, no, because next to my door, I had a neighborhood and imagine people that they had kids, they had babies, right? That they cannot sleep because too much noise. So that is something that I would like to change, right? That we can play music, but not too much, not so louder, right? Just a little bit. So who else would you like to participate to create a new law here in El Salvador?
Teacher, I don't know that it's prohibited, it's law, but for example, in the public transportation is prohibited to carry a collector, cobrador, but in the rural place, I don't know, in the rural place, for me is necessary because the people carry canastos and carga. I I saw when the people said and the driver, please stop, and the driver crazy listen to music. But when was a garbage collector, and this person help you at the people, but
Yes.
today is prohibit for the buses and the ¿cómo se dice? Las chiquitas, coaster, or the coaster is prohibit that to carry a collector. For me, it's necessary.
Yes, and as you said, it can be essential, right? Because when you take the transportation, they can help you. So thank you everybody for participating, for sharing this. So right now we are going to play a listening, okay? This is about some rules and regulations, and we are going to listen some people that they make some recommendations, okay, about some cities. So we are going to place the order if we consider that we are in agreement, if we are strongly agreeing, somewhat agree, so, right? Or if we are in disagreement, if we disagree. So I am going to play this. We are going to listen the 7 recommendations, and we are going to place the check mark, okay? And let's see.
Unit 15.
Are you able to listen?
Yeah, teacher, don't worry.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
A law must be passed. Page 100. Exercise 2. Perspectives. Rules and regulations. Part A. Listen to people make recommendations at a city council meeting. Would you agree with these proposals if they were made in your community? Check your opinion. Meeting notes. 1.
Clubs should be required to install soundproof walls.
2.
Riding a bike on the sidewalk mustn't be permitted.
3.
Pet owners shouldn't be allowed to walk dogs without a leash.
4.
Something has got to be done about littering.
5.
A law must be passed to control the pollution from vehicles.
6.
Children ought to be required to wear a helmet when riding a bike.
7.
Schools should only be permitted to serve organic food.
Okay, so we are going to listen right now one by one. However, just in case, right, if you see some new words, I am going to send these new words that I consider maybe new ones for you on the chat, okay? So over here in the chat, you have some new words that you can have it beforehand, okay? So let's listen one more time, the number 1, and I am going to stop the listening, so we are going to share opinions, okay?
Unit 15. A law must be passed. Page 100. Exercise 2. Perspectives. Rules and regulations. Part A. Listen to people make recommendations at a city council meeting. Would you agree with these proposals if they were made in your community? Check your opinion. Meeting notes. 1.
Clubs should be required to install soundproof walls.
Okay, so that is the number 1. The clubs should be required to install some soundproof walls. What is that one? The meaning of soundproof walls?
Paredes reconciliadas.
So basically something that it can help you to reduce the noise, right? Because sometimes imagine that maybe in your city or in your neighbor, if you had some clubs over there next to you or next to your house, so you need to have this one, right? So some soundproof walls that they can reduce the noise. People, are you in agreement, strongly agree, somewhat agree or disagreement?
Someone agree. Somewhat.
Okay, so I am going to take your word on that one. So let's listen number 2.
2. Riding a bike on the sidewalk mustn't be permitted.
Okay, what do you think about the number 2?
I strongly agree, teacher, because he must be permitted. Maybe is using only the bike.
The bike, What do you think the others?
I think that they somewhat agree because nobody's stronger to ride a bike or have the
Exactly.
condition. Maybe somebody has problem with the legs or the back. I think somewhat agree.
Okay. What do you think the others about this one, the number 2, riding the bike?
I strongly agree because it's safer for us.
Okay, so I am going to take your opinion, okay? So remember that this is just personal opinion, so you can think different. However, I am just trying to pick out one. So let's listen to number 3.
3.
Pet owners shouldn't be allowed to walk dogs without a leash.
Okay, so number 3, what is a leash?
Un collar.
A chain? A chain?
A chain, So what do you think, people, about the number 3? The pet owner shouldn't be allowed to walk dogs.
I strongly agree
Strongly
because I
agree
am afraid
too.
of dogs.
Somewhere agree for me.
Imagine that you are on the street and you are able to see a how do you say pitbull? No, pitbull, right?
Yes, teacher, I am afraid of dogs. I'm really
Like dogs.
afraid.
Specifically to pitbull, right? Or pitbull.
Oh,
So,
teacher, I have a pit bull and
but
he's
they are very
lovely.
angry.
Oh, he's
No.
so cute and lovely. Well, my dog, right? My dog.
But maybe, Anna, what do you think? It
Oh my
depends on the
God.
education about the owners, because when I was a kid, a pit bull, he was able to bite my hands. So in your case, Anna, what do you think about that? It depends of the owner or the way that you are going to teach the dog.
No, teacher, I'm strongly agree because animal is animal. And it doesn't matter that you teach the animal, I know how do you say entrenar, training
Train,
the
that you
animal.
train.
The animal is animal. My dog listened a fireworks and he was scared. Maybe he can bite someone. He's a lovely animal, but when it's an animal, when he's scared, the reaction is the reaction.
Exactly, right? Diego, you want to say something?
I agree with Anna because it's depending for education. Maybe the dogs is a little baby. Maybe is a create maybe a education. For example, maybe a relaxed dog. Maybe because in a little baby with a dog, maybe when was a person to push and maybe only move the dog literally too hungry. Maybe the dog is reacting to how do you say morder?
Bite.
Bite.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Teacher,
Tell me.
I
This is a
have
natural reaction.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead, Stephanie. Tell me.
I have one pit bull and she is very lovely with everyone. But for that reason, I think it's dependent on education.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Because there are some people that they don't care about the dogs. They really like that they can fight, right? However, basically it's a big responsibility because I was checking over there in Cuatro Vision, right? The last time that a woman was killed by 2 or 3 pit bulls, right? Imagine if you are the owner of the dog, you have to pay, or maybe you are going to go to the jail, right? So we have to be careful with that. And that's why it's important to have a leash, right? Cadena, or cuerda. So let's listen to number 4. Okay, here.
4.
Something has got to be done about littering.
Okay, what do you know about the meaning about littering? I sent on the chat.
The garbage.
Yes, right. So something we have to done something about this. So what do you think over there in your city, in your house? It is very clean or not too much?
Not too much.
Depending of the occasion.
Exactly. Because when how do you say borrachos, teacher? Drunk?
Drunk?
Is yeah, when the drunks pass, maybe he's to move the little the garbage. I don't know. And
Yes,
maybe he's how do you say romper?
they break down. You
Yeah,
can say that.
and
The
maybe
plastic box, right?
yeah, teacher. Actually, all the time.
Over here, there are many people that they are looking for plastic, for bottles or plastics and cans in order to make the recycle, right? Because they get money about that. However, sometimes they just destroy the boxes, right? So what do you think about this one? Are you strongly agree or kind of agree or disagree?
Strongly agree.
Yes,
Strongly agree too.
Yes, right. I guess that almost everybody, we are on the same page about this one. So let's listen the next one, the number 5.
5.
A law must be passed to control the pollution from vehicles.
I consider that this one, almost everybody, you are going to be strongly agree because it is essential, right? Sometimes if you are in the street and you see some vehicles that they don't care, right? Like they are fumigando, right, in the street. So what do you think about this one?
For me, it's strongly agree. It's very necessary control the pollution from the vehicles.
Yes, right. What do you think the others? Did you have any bad experience or in your house, in your
Yes,
neighbor?
teacher, I strongly agree. Imagine in a public health, the first things that we have in all the country is, I don't know what you say in English, enfermedades de las vías respiratorias. This is the first illness in the country. So I'm strongly agree.
Yes, right. There are many people nowadays because they use the public transportation. They have many lung disease or they have some issues at the moment to breathe, right? So I consider that basically here in El Salvador, we don't have any regulation about this, right? Or do we have any?
No, teacher, totally no. If you see the bus or the transportation is totally different because maybe the how do you say humo of, of the bus?
How do you say humo, people? It's the smoke,
Smoke?
exactly.
The smoke maybe is really black.
Yes, right. That is extremely dangerous.
Yes,
So,
teacher, because here in home, there are a lot of buses that pass in front of my home. Letter D, the buses from Metapan, the 7, 155, a lot of kind of buses. And when we put black curtains, maybe in a week, they are really black about the smoke of the buses and all the transportation that passes here, because I live in a central place.
Wow.
And it's terrible because we put the curtains and they were white, but in a week they were really black about the
Wow.
smoke.
So imagine how dangerous that can be for you, right? That every day you
Yes.
have to be,
I
wow,
think how are my pulmones?
your lungs, right? Yes. So I guess that what happened is that over here there are many buses that they are very old, right? They are from 19 or the 80s, and they are still working over here. So that's why, right? We don't have any regulation about that. So we are going to place a strongly agree on this one. So let's listen the number 6, okay?
6.
Children ought to be required to wear a helmet when riding a bike.
7.
Okay, so first of all, over here in the number 6, I would like to stop to check this one. Do you have any idea about this one, Oro?
Strongly agree, teacher. I strongly agree.
I strongly agree.
Yes,
However,
because it's dangerous for child to be without a helmet.
exactly. So a helmet is necessary. Do you know what is a helmet, people?
Es un casco.
Exactly, right? So that is essential. And just in case if you don't have any idea about this word, I am going to place this one, that is the ora. This one is that you can say should, right? The one that you can see over here, that says children are to be required. So that one should, it is also another way, but it's informal way. So let's listen to number 7, the last one that we have.
Schools should only be permitted to serve organic food.
Okay, what do you think about this one? Over here, I guess the kids, they only get milk, right? Or they don't get anything anymore.
Someone school,
Strongly,
someone school
Agree.
maybe. Some would agree.
Someone,
Because,
yeah, teacher.
strongly
the
Someone
general
agree.
school is a disadvantage.
the for example, teacher, this I don't know, is a new law in the public school. This law is se aplica. How do you say se aplica?
Is applicable?
Is applicable because the stores in the school have prohibit to sell soda, churritos, and other thing. Only can sell organic food, pupusas, mora, chiclín, natural juice, fruit, only that.
Wow, that is something new for me because when I was in school, I used to buy them in chorrito preparado. That was delicious. But now it has changed, right?
Delicious, teacher.
In the public school, don't tell anything about it. Nothing about it. No candies too.
Oh,
But
really?
imagine, teacher, I have a problem with my older son. I remember that I put the strawberries, a yogurt, and someday I found him to share with the other classmate the box of juice, apple juice, and the same. And how do you say pajilla? I forgot. Well, the same speech that my son was drinking, or the same to the other little boy. When I saw
Wow.
the, oh my God, I bought one of the juice for him because I prefer that he drink it for for him, not to the for the classmate. Because when we are a child, the children share everything. The food. Okay, do you want a bite of bread? Eat at the same bag. I think that it depends. But I eat churritos preparados the same night. It was delicious. Nachos and what else? The other that truck treats. I like it.
By the way,
Me
if
too.
you want to say pajilla, you can say straw. That is another way. And I was just making sure about that one. I am going to place it over here just in case, and I am totally in agreement with Anna, right? That basically I believe that this changed a little bit due to the COVID, because during the COVID, we were in shock to be eating in the same box or to be eating, this is the word that I was able to find, Anna, that is for pajilla, right? So I was checking that during the pandemic, basically, in my case, right, I used to eat or I used to drink from the same glass that my sister, she was drinking soda. I don't care, and I drink Coca-Cola from the same glass. However, now after the COVID, I was in shock, right? Because many people was dying for sharing things, and now it has changed a little bit, right? I guess. So what do you think, people?
Now it's different, teacher, because we can share our food with others. And well, in my case, I don't care if they touch my food, and it's no problem for me. But when the COVID, we, I don't do that because we had scare
Mm-hmm.
with this kind of things.
Yes, right. So basically, I guess that after the COVID, it has changed a little bit. So, but nowadays it has changed, right? So Gloria or Monica, that you work in the school, right? Or I don't know, you work on the school, it has changed a little bit, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
changed.
So just in case, people, before we continue, I would like that you can check over there in the chat, because we are going to start taking, paying attention about the grammar topic that we are going to check today. And it's going to be the tag questions. I believe that maybe you had an idea about this, or maybe you have checked something related about this. So today we are going to get to know something about this information. And just in case, I am going to send this information on the chat. Please, if you have the time, I would like that you can take 1 or 2 minutes just to read the information that I sent on the chat, okay? So that is the topic that we are going to be checking right now. And I am going to share my screen. Before doing this, I am going to share extra information on the chat that, just in case, before we start the explanation, you can keep in mind, right? About these tag questions. They are called tag questions because just they are used to double check the information that you are providing to the person. So first of all, I am going to share my screen that you can see the topic that we had over here and that we can be on the same page, right? So as you can see over there in the chat, and also you can see in my screen, what is going to be a tag question? It's going to be just a grammatical element that you are going to place at the end of the sentence. And just is basically a short question that is going to be the opposite of the sentence. So for example, if you had an affirmative sentence, the tag question is going to be the opposite. It's going to be in negative and vice versa, right? So over there, also I sent an example on the chat that says your son is growing up so fast. So as you can see in the example that I sent over there in the chat, your son is growing up so fast. That is an affirmative sentence, right? It is not in negative, it's in affirmative. So the tag question is going to be the opposite. It's going to be in negative. However, during this explanation, I would like that we can be very careful because there are some rules, right? That we have to place at the moment to check this topic. For example, over here, I would like that maybe Diego, you can read the example number 1 where it says everything is real, is really expensive, this one.
Everything is really expensive. Nobody isn't.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? Okay.
Okay, so this is one of the examples and I am going to start with this one. So as you can see, first of all, this is an affirmative sentence, right? And over here that you have to pay attention is the auxiliary. The auxiliary is going to be very essential at the moment that you are going to be answering and placing the tag question. First of all, the auxiliary is this one, right? Those are the auxiliaries. And if you had a simple present sentence, you know that in simple present we use does and do, right? If we are using modals, we have to place the modal. If it is in simple past, we have to use the auxiliary in simple past. For example, I am going to place one over here and we are going to check first of all in simple present. So this is just one example that I had over here Angie, do you mind to read my example over here?
Yes, teacher. Okay. It says, she is an artist, isn't she?
Isn't she? Okay. So first, this is my first example and it's going to be in simple present. So first of all, at the moment that you are going to make a tag question, you have to be careful to check first of all the auxiliary or the verb. So first of all, you have to know is you have to verify if the sentence is in simple present, in simple past, imperfect. You have to check that. That is going to be essential, okay? At the moment that you are going to create that question. For example, over here, as you can see, is obviously this sentence is in simple present, right? She is an artist. So over here in the information that I sent on the chat, it says that when you are going to make the tag question, it's going to be the opposite. If the sentence is in positive, the tag question is going to be in negative. Also, you have to use the auxiliary that is on the sentence, okay? That is going to be very important at the moment that you are going to create this tag question. Why we do the tag questions? Just is to double check, right? For example, I can say, are you happy? Or I can say, you are happy, aren't you? ¿Están felices? Lo están, ¿verdad? It's like I am double checking the information or the question that I am asking you. So let's read the number 2. Anna, do you mind to read the number 2 where it says, there are?
Okay, teacher. There are lots of clothes around, aren't there?
Excellent. So this is another one, right? In this case, as you can see, we had there are. What is there are in Spanish? Do you remember?
I.
Right? Yes. And this sentence is in positive or is in negative?
It's in positive.
It's in positive, right? So that means that the that question has to be in negative.
In negative.
Exactly. Always, all the time, when you have the sentence that is in positive, the that question is going to be in negative. And what you have to do is the auxiliary. Over here, what is the auxiliary? It is are. So if are is the auxiliary, you are going to place are, obviously, right? That is the first one. Are, and are has to be in negative because in the information that I sent over there in the chat, it says that it has to be in vice versa, right? Vice versa in this case. And I am using there because it's the subject in this case, right? Of the sentence. Jose Mejia, do you mind to read the next example where it says Mara likes?
Mara likes her apartment, doesn't she?
Doesn't she? Okay, so this sentence for you people is in simple present, in simple past, or in present perfect?
Maybe the simple past.
Simple present, right?
Simple present.
Exactly.
The verb
Why?
is in present.
Exactly. Why is in simple present? Because the verb is in present and it has the S. ¿Por qué tiene la S? Porque estamos hablando de third person singular, right? We are talking about she. So in this case, if it is simple present and I don't have any auxiliary over here, I am not going to use is or are, right? No puedo usar is or are because it's not on the sentence. No tengo is ni are, just is in simple present. So what I told you, that we have to use the auxiliary. What is the auxiliary for simple present? Do or does. So in this case, does is the auxiliary. And why I am going to place the sentence in negative, the question in negative, because the sentence is in positive. Since the sentence is in positive, I have to place the tag question in the opposite way. And your best friend during the sentence is going to be the auxiliary, okay, during the sentence. And I am going to give you an example, but it's going to be different. For example, Harold. Harold play soccer. This is a simple sentence that I had over here, it is in past or in present, people?
It's in past.
It's in simple past. So what is the auxiliary for simple past? Do you remember?
Did.
Did, right?
Did. Uh-huh.
So the auxiliary is did. So I am going
Did.
to create the that question and
Did he?
Harold?
Didn't.
Didn't,
Didn't he?
right? Exactly. Because remember, that has to be in negative. Didn't he? Harold played soccer, didn't he? Harold jugó pelota. ¿Lo hizo él o jugó él? So just you are double checking. As you can see, it is easy, but you have to be careful because first of all, you have to know if the sentence is in simple present, in simple past, in perfect, in continue. You have to be very careful before you are going to make the third question, okay? And as I told you, one more time, your best friend is going to be the auxiliar, okay? That is going to be your best friend at the moment that you are going to make the third question. So let's continue. Because right now, just we are checking the simple present and also in simple past. So let's continue with the next one. So let's see, maybe you can help me to continue reading this one. Mario Josue. I am going to place my screen, Mario, and you can continue reading where it says the city.
Sorry, which part?
The last one where it says the city should.
Okay, yeah. The city should provide childcare, shouldn't it?
Thank you so much. So this one is a different, as you can see. So over here, this sentence, first of all, as you can see in the sentence, it is what? It is a modal verb, right? So this is a modal verb. So what that means that I am going to use in the that question, the modal verb, right? I am going to play should. However, if it is a simple present that is in positive, as I told you, has to be in negative. And also, I am talking about the city. So I am not going to play he or she, right? I am going to play it. Okay? So this is every time that I am using auxiliaries. In this case, with modal verbs, you are going to use the modal verbs at the moment to make the that question. For example, I am going to place Anna could cook pupusas. So how I am going to make the that question in this sentence? Anna could cook pupusas.
Couldn't she?
Couldn't she?
Didn't she?
Yes, right? Okay, so why I am going to place could? Because that is the auxiliary, right? Or the verb, and it's the modal verb, of course. In negative, why in negative? Because the sentence is in positive. And I am going to play she because Anna, she is a woman, right? I'm not going to play he or it. So, and the question mark every time. Okay, so far, people, in positive sentence, do you consider that it's difficult to make a that question or is easy?
A little bit difficult.
Why, Harold?
Because you have to memorize the structure.
Not too much, to be honest, because what I can tell you, Harold, is that you have to check in every sentence if it is in simple present, in simple past, imperfect. For example, in this one, as you can see, this sentence, the first one that says, everything is really expensive nowadays. Todo es bien caro ahora en día. As you can see, the sentence is in present, right? Of course, it's in present. So I am going to place the auxiliar over here, that is. And over there, the information that I sent on the chat, it says that when you are going to create a that question, the that question has to be the opposite of the sentence. If my sentence is in positive, the that question has to be in negative. So isn't, and I am going to use it because I am talking about everything. So everything is not a she or it. So that's why I am telling you that you have to be careful. You don't have basically to memorize anything, just you have to identify the sentence. This one is in simple present, This one doesn't have is or are, but it has s. So s en el final del verbo significa simple present, and I am talking about Mara. Mara is a woman, right? So in simple present, the auxiliaries are does or do. So also in this one, right? When I am talking about the city, I am using should. So that means that if I am using should, it is a modal verb. So I have to place should in the that question and has to be in negative. And I am going to use it because I am talking about the city. Just in case, we are going to practice with some examples, okay? That I am going to share on the chat. However, I would like that we can check also the negative because we are checking the positive, but also we can make these stat questions in negative way. So do you mind, Jose Rivas, to read the first one where it says this one?
It isn't easy to find a nice apartment, is it?
Excellent. So as you can see, this is the opposite, right? Because this is a negative sentence, but the auxiliary is, okay? So in this case, I am not going to place my tag question in negative, no, because the sentence was already in negative, right? So now it's going to be the opposite. Every time that you had a negative sentence, you are going to place the tag question in positive. Do you mind, Kelly, to read the number 2 where it says there aren't?
Hello, teacher. I don't listen very well.
Can you please, Kelly, read this one where it says there aren't?
Okay. There aren't any noise pollution laws, are there?
Ok, there aren't any noise pollution laws. No hay ninguna ley para la contaminación. So, as you can see, one more time, I am using there are, and over here, I am going to place are in the that question because it's the auxiliary, and I am going to place there because there is the subject that is I, right? In this case. So let's read this, the next one, and maybe you can help me with this one, Mario Jose, where it says her neighbors in plural.
Okay. Her neighbors don't make much noise, don't they? Do they?
Do they? Okay. Her neighbors don't make much noise, do they? So in this case, as you can see, this is a simple present sentence because we are using do. And as you can see, neighbors is plural, right? I am talking about they. So what I am going to do, in my that question, I am going to place do. I am going to place do because it's the auxiliary of the sentence. And in this case, it's going to be placed in positive because I am con a negative sentence. So this is the opposite, right? Over here, as you can see, it was different because I was checking a positive sentence over here. And the last one, do you mind, Carmen, to read the last one, Carmen Velasquez, where it says, you can't sleep.
You can't sleep because of the noise.
Thank you. Thank you. So it says, you can't sleep because of the noise. Can you? Tú no puedes dormir por el ruido. ¿Verdad que no? ¿O no puedes? So just you are double checking. And one more time, if I am using can or should, it's going to be the auxiliary in this case, okay? And one more time, the that question is going to be in positive if I had a negative sentence. So questions, is difficult so far or it is easy to make a that question?
The thing is that we have to be careful.
For me, teacher, it's
It is difficult or is easy for you? So I am going to provide some
for me,
examples of.
teacher, is not is a difficult because it's a little a little confused with the uses and the affirmative sentence plus negative tag in the example for the using
For me, teacher, is easy, but it's important to know the rules about the use the verb. For example, past continuous, past perfect, and I don't know. It's necessary to know it.
Exactly, because for example, if at this level I can tell you, tell me a simple past sentence or a simple present, and you don't know, we are in problems, right? We are in problems because you have to know this at this level. For example, I am going to ask specifically, let's see, I am going to ask Jose Rivas. Jose Rivas, this sentence for you, Jose, it is in simple present, in simple past, or in present perfect, this one.
It is a simple past continue, I
Simple
think.
past. Simple past, and it's a simple past continue, right? They were playing basketball. So what is the auxiliary over here for you, Jose, in this sentence?
Sorry, can you repeat me, please?
Yes, what is the auxiliary of this sentence? How I am going to make the third question on this one?
Where, I think.
Where, right? Where is the auxiliary in this sentence? So it is a positive or is a negative sentence for you?
It is affirmative.
Affirmative. So how I am going to make the third question?
In negative.
In negative. So it's going to be where or no?
Weren't they?
Weren't. So it is okay for you, Jose, this one, weren't they?
Yes, yes, I suppose. Yes. Were not.
Yes, right? Yes, right? Why? Because this is just an example for this in simple in past continuous, right? As I told you, we have to check first of all the auxiliary. If the sentence is in positive, so you are going to place the auxiliary over here, and if the sentence is in positive, the auxiliary is going to be in negative. If it is in negative, it's going to be in positive, and also you have to place the subject, right, at the end. So I had another one over here that is going to be in present, in past perfect, for example. And for this one, I am going to ask maybe Stephanie that she can help me with this one, okay? So Stephanie, in this sentence, it is in negative or is in positive for you?
It is in negative.
In negative. And what is the auxiliary for this sentence, Stephanie?
Sorry?
What is the auxiliary in this sentence for you? The
Had.
auxiliary. Had. So how I am going to make the third question?
She.
Has
Has she?
or no?
Is have. I think it's have.
So it's going to be have she?
Yes.
Okay. So Joanna, Anna, what do you think?
I think that is had she with D.
Okay, Anna, thank you. Joanna, what do you think? Anna, you had a 10, okay? Excellent. So that is a good observation. Why? Because, as I told you, we have to be careful with the auxiliary, right? Over here is in past perfect. The auxiliary is in past. In this case, it has to be the same way that we had over here every time. So, people, just to make sure that we are on the same page, I am going to send you just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 examples over there in the chat. Can you please provide me those examples using the third questions, okay? So you are going to make those sentences, but at the end of the sentences, you are going to play a third question, okay? For example, in the number 1, if you check on the chat, in the number 1, I was able to do the number 1 that says she is an artist, isn't she? So in the number 2, you are the new employee, so you are going to do the number 2, number 3, and just you need to reply the sentences using the third question, okay? Remember that you have to be careful if the sentence is in positive or negative, if it is in present or in past.
Teacher, are we going to write it in the chat?
Yes, you have to send me back. Mhm. Okay, so excellent, and thank you so much to Mario Josue. He was the first one that sent this information, so please, everybody, you have to send this one like Mario Jose, and also like Jose Rivas, right? That they send me all the examples at the same time. So thank you so much, Mario Jose, and also Jose Rivas, okay? Thank you.
Hello, teacher. I have problem with my internet because it's raining.
It's raining cats and dogs, very heavy, right?
Snakes, dogs and cats. And I lost the complete the chat.
Okay, don't worry, okay? Don't worry.
Okay.
So excellent. Thank you so much to Diego, also Miguel, Ena, and also Alejandra that you shared the examples, also Marcia. Thank you. Okay, so thank you everybody for sharing those examples with me. It looks like we are on the same page. So I had just a question for everybody over here. And I had this sentence. This is in simple present, as you can see. So I need your attention, everybody. And do you have any idea how I can make a that question of this one?
Aren't I?
Aren't I? Why?
I don't know. Sounds better than am I?
I am totally in agreement with you. Excellent. Because as you know, in English, we have many exceptions, right? And this is one of them. I send this information on the chat over here that we have. And for example, with I am, you are not going to use an I, right? So with I am, in this case, even though the auxiliary is different, you are not going to use an in this case. So this is one of the first exceptions that we had, okay? So please, you can write down this one because over here, every time that you are talking about yourself, for example, I am intelligent and yo lo soy, we don't do that, right? In this case, every time that you are going to be using I am is going to be are or aren't, okay? Every time. Why? I don't have a specific explanation because that is how grammatical it is. So every time that you are going to use I am, you have to use are or aren't, okay? Most of the time, when you are speaking in English, usually native speakers, when you have the option or the opportunity to talk with them, they don't use too much that questions. What they do is to use yeah, right, or right. So that is what they do. For example, do you mind to read this example that I had over here? Maybe, let's see, Iris. Iris, can you read my example, please, that I had over here? Or maybe you can help me, Miguel Angel.
Yes, of course, teacher. Tell me.
Can you read the sentence that I had over here that said you
Yes.
don't want?
You don't want the last place? No, piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
You don't want the last piece of cake, right?
Thank you. Okay, so I guess that everybody, you have been checking this one maybe in a movie or something. However, this is another way, right? And I sent this one on the chat as well. This is another third question that you can use. However, most of the time, native speakers, when they are talking, they don't care about this, right? They use this expression that is right or yeah. However, this is informal, right? It's not a formal way. For example, if you are going to write a document for the government, you are not going to use right, yeah, at the end of the sentence. No, because in this case, this is informal way. However, if you are going to travel to USA or to another city, most of the time they speak in that way. You don't want to eat pizza, right? Are you going to play soccer, right? Do you like to study English, right? So they use right at the end of the sentence, but grammatically it is informal. So what is the formal way? How can I place this sentence in a formal way? Can someone tell me? So this one that says, you don't want the last piece of cake. So what is the correct way to place the that question?
Do you?
Do you? Yes, right? Why? Because the sentence is in negative and also the auxiliary for this one is in simple present. So that's why, as you said, over here, the best way and the formal way is going to be to place the auxiliary do because the sentence is in negative and the subject is you. So this is the formal way. You don't want the last piece of cake, do you? No quieres la última rebanada de pastel, ¿verdad? So this is two options. You can use right or do you. However, one is informal and one is informal way. So far, do we have any questions or still it's kind of difficult or is easy? What do you think?
Well, teacher, I will review in the recording presentation because it's raining so a lot and we can hear you pretty well.
Okay, yes, Anna, don't worry about it, okay? I understand that you had this problem, don't worry. So just in case we are going to have a practice, so let's see. I am going to ask maybe Josue Rivas. Josue Rivas, you are going to be the first one to make this practice with me. Don't worry about the name, okay? Because it's Mr. Shawart. It's kind of weird, the name. Don't worry, okay? You can say Mr. Diego, Mr. Josue. So, Josue Rivas, can you read the sentence, please?
The sentence.
This one. That says Mr.
Okay. Mr. Wicked is from Germany.
So what is going to be the third question in this case?
Sería in he, letter B.
Letter B. People, are you in agreement or no?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, it's in here.
Yes, right. Why? Because is the auxiliary, it is in present. So that's why it has to be in negative, isn't he? Stephanie, can you please continue with the number 2?
You are Susan? Aren't you?
Aren't you? Excellent. So in this case, one more time, right? As you can see, are is the auxiliary. We had a positive sentence. So of course, and obviously, the third question is going to be using the auxiliary and it's going to be in negative. Aren't you? Gabriela, let's continue with the next one. We are not able to listen to you, Gabriela. Maybe you
Wasn't
had a
she?
problem. So Mario Jose, tell me. Mario Jose, you raise your hand.
Okay, she went to the museum last week, and the answer is didn't she?
Didn't she? Okay. So let's see. First of all, as you can notice, is the verb is in simple past, right? So that means that is a simple past sentence. And as you said, Miguel Jose, the auxiliary is did, right? However, in this case, it's going to be in negative, as you said, right? Didn't she, right? Okay, so it's letter C. Thank you so much. So let's continue with Alejandra Morales.
I haven't told you. Have I?
Have I? Thank you. What do you think, people? Is have I? Or no? I haven't told you. That is a sentence that is in negative. What is the auxiliary and how I am going to make the third question? Is have I the letter A or no?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, right? What do you think the others? Yes, right? So don't be afraid, don't worry. If we commit a mistake, we are going to learn. So Gloria, the next one, Tommy.
Okay, Tommy works in a library. Tommy works. Does he?
Does he, right? Excellent, because the sentence is in simple present. We had the S in the verb, and Tommy is a third person singular. So excellent. So does he, right? Or no?
No.
Sorry. My bad. So sorry. This is my bad. Doesn't he?
Doesn't
so sorry.
he? Sí.
So let's continue with the next one. Angie, we can speak English and
We
Spanish.
can speak English and Spanish. Can't we?
Can we? Yes, right? Thank you. So let's see. Idalia Lopez.
Car pollute the environment.
So cars is in plural, right? It's talking about plural, cars. So pollute the environment. Also, the sentence is in simple present people, in simple past, or in present perfect.
Simple present.
Simple present. So what is going to be the best way? So as you can see, it's talking about in plural, right? It's talking about cars, they. So what is the auxiliary for the simple present? Do and does, right?
Do they? No. Don't they?
Don't they? People, are you in agreement that is letter D?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Excellent, thank you. So let's continue with Harold, the next one.
He won't tell her. And the answer is he won't he?
Okay, so let's see. First of all, let's check this sentence. For you, Harold, this sentence is in simple present,
no.
in future, in negative, in past.
It's negative.
It's negative, okay. But it's in
Negative.
future or it's in past?
And, it's in past.
In past?
No.
People, can someone tell me?
Tell her. No, it's present. It's tell her.
It's future.
You won't tell her?
It's future.
So what is the best option in this case?
Letter B, I think.
Will he?
Will he?
Okay, so I am going to stop over here. Okay, so future. The future, when we are talking about future, is will, right?
For me, it doesn't have.
For example, I will travel to Metapan. So this is a sentence in present, but it's in future, right? It's a positive sentence in future. I am using will. And how can I say this sentence in negative?
I want.
Yeah.
I won't travel to Metapan. No voy a viajar. So over here, we have two ways. So in future, in positive and in negative. I will travel to Metapan and I won't travel to Metapan. No voy a viajar. So the sentence, this one that says he won't tell her, is in simple present or is in future?
Future.
Future. And it is in negative, right?
Yeah.
So what is going to be the best option?
Letter B.
Letter B? Are you in agreement, people?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, right? So don't be afraid. Because remember what I told you, that we have to know the sentence if it is in simple past, simple present. So Jocelyn, let's continue with the next one. Jocelyn?
Penguins can't fly.
So they can't fly. So it's in negative and it's using can. What is the best option?
Letter C, I can they.
So people, are you in agreement?
No,
Yeah.
teacher.
Can they?
Can they, right? In positive. Thank you. And Marcia, maybe you can read Elena Aguilar, the last
Yes.
one. I am not able to listen to you, Elena. Maybe it's the microphone, Elena? Maybe.
I'm a student.
Okay. I am a student. So what is the best option in this case, Elena?
Excuse me. I am a student.
And I, the letter D. What do you think, Stephanie?
No, teacher. It is aren't I?
Aren't I?
Aren't I? Yes.
Am I, teacher? Yes.
And I.
Am I? Yes.
So
Yes.
tell me.
Letter C.
Aren't I?
I'm not I.
Okay, so tell me, is letter A, B, C, D, or E, or F?
Sí.
Letter C.
C.
Letter C or letter D?
Letter C.
Letter C.
Okay, so
Letter C, I think.
before we answer this one, please, everybody, let's go to the chat. Everybody go to the chat, please, that we had over here in Zoom. Can please, maybe, Harold, can you read the information that I sent on the chat?
Yes, teacher. Let me open the chat.
Okay.
You don't want the last piece of cake, right?
The information that I sent over there using IAM.
Oh, okay. I am the black sheep of my family. Aren't I?
The information that I sent right now, where it says, when you are using IAM.
Let me.
So it says over here, every time that you are using, cuando usamos las oraciones con I am, the that question is going to be are and aren't, right? In this case, remember that this is an exception. In English, we have some exceptions, okay? So this is the first one. Over here, I know that you can tell me, teacher, yes, but in this case, because it is I am over here, and I am going to choose the letter D because I am, no, right? This is one exception. So this is the rule. In this case, I don't have a specific grammatical explanation, but in English, I am, you are not going to see, you are not going to say and I. It's going to be aren't, right? Aren't I? Okay, so just in case that you can keep in mind that you can remember this, right? So by any chance, if you had any question, you can let me know as well. And over here, we have some exercises as well that we are going to do it together. So Angie, do you mind to read the number 1, please?
Okay, teacher. There aren't enough shelters for the homeless. Are there?
Are there? Excellent. Why we are using this? Because as you can see, the sentence is in negative, right? And we are using there. So, Stephanie, the number 2. Vandalism.
Vandalism makes a neighborhood very unpleasant.
Unpleasant.
I don't know. Unpleasant.
It's like unpleasant, it's like a very uncomfortable.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Okay, let's see together, Stephanie. Vandalism, el vandalismo, right? Makes a simple present, we had S in the verb. So if we are talking simple present, which are the auxiliaries?
Do, does.
Do and does, right? Okay, vandalism is el vandalismo en general, right? So they are talking about they, right? There is vandalism. So the auxiliary is going to be do, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it says vandalisms make a neighborhood very unpleasant.
Don't they?
Exactly. Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Teacher,
Tell me.
it's the pronoun is they when you are talking about vandalism.
Vandalism, because it's in general, right? El vandalismo.
Okay.
But that is a good question because as far as I can know, because we are not talking about a person, I can tell you, and I am going to tell you the following. Also, we
Because
can use
I think that
it,
I
right?
think that it was doesn't it, but I think, but
Let's make
Yes,
sure over here.
the verb makes has s. It's a singular. Makes. Vandalism makes.
However, I was checking, I was checking in the book that is do on the book, but I am totally in agreement with you because as you can see, and I am going to show you the answer that I had on the book because in the book it was giving me that it was do. However, as you said, Anna, yes, because we had the S is third person singular, right? So what is going to be the auxiliary? Does, right? And the subject is going to be he, she, or it.
It. I think that it was it.
Because we are talking about vandalism.
Vandalism.
Thank you for that observation. So Anna, do you mind to continue with the number 3?
In overcrowded classroom, teachers can give enough attention to students. And can they?
Can they? And let's see. And it's going to be in positive because as you can see, the sentence is in negative, right? Can they? Okay, number 4. Do you mind to continue with the number 4, Dennis? Or Diego, maybe Diego is here, right? Or maybe you had a problem with the internet connection. So Gloria, can you continue with the next one, please?
Okay. School bullying is a major problem in most schools. I don't know.
Give me one moment. I lost the connection, so I'm going to share one more time. Let's see. And here we go, one more time. So yes, so you were reading this one that says the number 4, right? Schools bullying is a major.
Okay. A major problem in most schools. Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yes, isn't it?
People, are you in agreement? That is, isn't it?
Aren't? It's not aren't.
Aren't.
What is the verb on the sentence? Is are or is in this case?
Is.
Right?
Isn't it?
Isn't it? For
Thank
me,
you.
it's okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yes. Sorry,
So,
I saw number 5.
Don't
Number
worry. So
3 is
Angie,
isn't it?
Angie, can you continue with the number 5, please?
Okay. There are more street crimes in big cities than in small towns. Aren't there?
Aren't there? Yes, right? It's going to be negative because the sentence is in positive and the subject is there. Excellent. Thank you. Idalia, do you mind to continue, Idalia, with the number 6?
The
Government?
the government should provide adequate health care to everyone.
So the government should provide adequate health care to everyone. What is going to be the third question in this case, Idalia? First of all, look at this. You had the modal verb, right? And over
Yeah.
here, also, Idalia, you had one example. That is this one.
Provide adequate.
Look at this one.
Should,
And
should it,
Children,
should they,
the government, right? It's talking about the government. So it's going to be shouldn't because it's in positive. And it's going to be which subject? The government, they, he, she, it.
they, should,
It.
It.
They or it?
It.
It.
It, I
Excellent.
Yes,
Because it's the government. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Monica, the number 7. The city.
The city doesn't do enjoy for stray animals, aren't there?
No, look at this. The auxiliary is does, and it's in negative. So it's going to be over here. Monica, you had one example where it says Mara likes her apartment. Doesn't she?
do it.
Doesn't she?
So in this case, if we are using does, what is going to be the that question? It is okay in this way, people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Correct.
Yes, right? First of all, because as you can see, Monica, the auxiliar over here is does, do or does, simple present. Also, it is in negative. So in this case, what it says the rule? That you have to place this one in positive way, and you have to place does, the auxiliary. So Jocelyn Carcamo, the last one, number 8.
Yes, it isn't easy to save money these days. Is it?
People, are you in agreement? That is it?
Yes, is it.
Yes.
Yes, right? Because the sentence was in negative. Okay, as you can see, it is not so difficult to make the that questions. However, what we have to practice is the auxiliary. If the sentence is using does, so you are going to use does. If it is using should, you have to use should. Today or maybe tomorrow, I am going to share more examples over there in WhatsApp, okay? More practice that we can continue with this. And whenever you have free time, you can practice, okay? So,
okay, teacher.
You're welcome. So it's time to say goodbye. People, see you tomorrow, and God bless you and have a beautiful night.
The same to you.
Okay, good night.
The same
Good
teacher.
night. Thank you.
Good night.
See you, teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.